An ECB official warned today that the attacks in France already threaten the economic recovery in Europe. Well, let's get more on this from Angelique Lecorps. She's a senior risk analyst at the global security firm G4S. Angelique, has anyone put a number on how much this is going to cost the French economy?
I think it's too soon to quantify the impact that those attacks will have on the economy. But what we're witnessing right now is that France is actually facing its biggest security threat. I think the threat has been underestimated. We have witnessed with the past incidents and the different raids carried out over the past few days that the scope and the depth is greater than we've formerly imagined or anticipated. What we also see is that the emergency powers that have been put in place are going to be increased for the next 3 weeks or 3 months. Will have an impact on the way people perceive the ability to do business in France. First of all, I think the availability of accessibility also of weapons that have been found on the territory will raise questions about how this has been possible, and will also raise questions about open borders and may actually question the validity and continuity of the Schengen agreements to start with.
Which is why it hits the whole of Europe.
Absolutely. So the whole is not just about France. It concerns Britain. It concerns the whole Europe. This is going to be the priority on a number of governments' agendas, looking at how those weapons manage to come to France, the accessibility of people and cross-border movement and goods is going to be affected. Cross-border trade is probably going to be affected as well by the number of restrictions and border controls which will be implemented across the territory, especially between France and Belgium, I suspect, in the next few weeks. So, for starters, this will have an impact on the economy. The other thing we need to consider as well is that the terrorist attacks took place just before the Christmas season, which of course will have an impact on trade, will have an impact of commerce within France, but also on tourism. As you said, France is is a main tourist destination, so that will probably prompt a number of travelers and tourists to question whether it's safe to travel to France.
Although the tourism didn't drop off after the Charlie Hebdo attacks earlier this year.
No, they didn't. But as much as I want to refrain from saying that the terrorist attacks we saw at France's 9/11, it is the most important incident we've ever seen on French territory, and the scope of the depth of the threat, as I said, was is unprecedented. And the fact that yesterday the raid in Saint-Denis revealed the presence of another plot which was sufficiently advanced to the point that today would have seen the materialization of another threat against the business district of La Défense is extremely significant. So this, if that would have materialized, of course, would have had a huge impact on business and business continuity as well. The Charlie Hebdo attack was a bit different in the sense that the scope and the scale of the attack was different. But as was expected after any terrorist attack, we've seen already a drop in bookings for hotels and airlines. Air France has already reported a drop in its reservations for next year, I think, or at least for the next few weeks. There have been a number of cancellations over the past few days. This will have an impact, a short-term impact on the economy.
All right, Angelique Lecorps from G4S. Thanks for joining us. Thank you.